I seen. I'm actually blind, just so you know. So if I
Oh,
can't,
okay.
yeah, if I'm not looking at the camera, that's why.
Okay. Good to know.
So
My
I.
grandfather was blind.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, so I was on Twitter and I seen. I think it was on Twitter at least. I seen Raheem Mostert post something about he just wants to be a Hall of Famer,
Yeah.
and I was wondering, do you think that has anything to do with like maybe him eventually leaving the 49ers?
It's an interesting thing. It's an interesting peek into his psyche, right? I didn't know he was aspiring to be a Hall of Famer. He's almost 30 years old and he hasn't played that much in the NFL. So I guess it was like I didn't really take it seriously. Were people making fun of him on Twitter? I don't know.
No, my brother just brought it up to me. I was like, yeah, maybe he wants to leave, or I don't know, because I think he could have a good future in like a scheme that utilizes the elusiveness and the speed of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I don't think he's tough enough to be like so physical because his injuries. So
I think I'm with you. Like, what is he? What is he really saying? It seemed like last year he wanted to start, he wanted to raise, he wanted to prove that he's a full-time starting running back. And if the Niners won't give him that opportunity, maybe he will leave. That's a good point. Maybe this
and
is his last year here.
what team do you think he would end up going to if he did leave?
Well, any team that runs a variation of the 49ers offense would could use him. Any team that has a good outside running scheme with a very good blocking tight end could use him because I mean he averages 5-6 yards a carry running straight. All he does is run to the sideline and he's the fastest running back in the league. He can get there without making any cuts. I mean, what's wrong with that? So the Jets, the Vikings, imagine him on the Chiefs. How about that? That
So
speed, him and Tyreek on the same field. They wouldn't use him the same way, but they could throw screen passes to Raheem Mostert. I think a lot of teams would like Raheem Mostert. That speed is killer,
well,
killer.
if I remember correctly, I think it was the Bengals game in 2019 where he had it was his first play of the game. And he had like a 39-yard touchdown from a screen.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. So I think, yeah, I mean, imagine him on the Chiefs. The Niners shouldn't just let him go away because I think a lot of teams need that kind of speed.
Oh
Who
yeah.
doesn't?
Sure.
Who doesn't? Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And then we replace that speed with Elijah Mitchell anyway, if he can produce.
True. True. I think that's another indicator that the Niners probably don't expect to re-sign Mostert next year. When you draft a second running back and he's got a similar skill set, I think that's probably an indicator.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I like that Trey Sermon pickup that we did in the draft. That was I was very high on that. Very high.
Yeah. He's looked good so far in practice. He's bigger than the rest of the running backs. He's a good receiver too. I think he just needs to stay healthy, but he's very encouraging.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, man.
I think he can replace Jeff Wilson Jr. for sure.
I think he definitely can replace Jeff Wilson Jr. in a lot of ways as a receiver, as a running back. But Jeff Wilson was just so effective at the goal line. And I'd like to see if Trey Sermon can do that too, because he didn't score all the. I'm just curious. I don't know if Trey Sermon can or if he can't. That's what I want to see. Because if he can't, then the Niners need to bring in someone to replace that aspect in their offense, the goal line back.
What about
touchdowns?
Would Wayne Gallman be good for that situation?
He could. I'd like to see him in a game. I haven't watched much Wayne Gallman at the goal. I'll have to look at those clips and get back to you on that because they need to replace that. Maybe it's Sermon, maybe it's Gallman. I'll look. Good call.
Trey Lance will definitely fix it.
Yeah, how about Trey Lance? How about him? He's 6'4", 230. Yeah, that'll work.
My brother was saying, let's get Justin Fields. I was like, no, do not get him.
I think the Niners made the right call. You think so too?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I just think like the way I look at it, everyone when they scout quarterbacks, they're focused on what he does in the pocket. But I think the way the NFL has evolved, there's not really a much of a pocket on any play. It kind of collapses immediately. And what you need is a guy who can make plays once that happens, because it happens like 60% of the time. And I think Fields really wants to stay in the pocket and be a pocket quarterback. And when things break down, I don't trust his instincts. When things break down for Lance, he makes good decisions, whether it's run or throw the ball away or, extend the play and find a guy down the field. He doesn't turn the ball over. I think he's got that ad-libbing ability that Kyler Murray has, Russell Wilson has, and that's what makes quarterbacks special these days. I mean, Tom Brady can't do it, but he's one of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at like not really stats wise, but like physicalness wise, like the way they're built. I was looking at DeAndre Hopkins compared to Brandon Ayuk, and their height and their weight, they're pretty close.
Interesting. That is
Yeah.
interesting. They both have very long arms too, and Ayuk's faster.
Mm-hmm.
Good call.
Yeah.
All right, Jaden, I got to take a couple more calls, but it was really nice to meet you, and thanks for calling in, man. You're always welcome.
No, man, for sure. I've been watching for I think about a year now. So.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, man.
All right, man. Take care.
Peace out, man.
Peace.